Hello friends and welcome. Today we're going to do a replay review for this Mars. I don't know what we're going to see yet, but he said he did okay. And the game starts to fall apart. I see they're like 10k down by 20 minutes and it really ramps down after that. So we're going to look for opportunities to prevent that from happening. If you ever want one of your games reviewed like this, the best way is on a Wednesday. I usually stream replay reviews, just pick them randomly, usually from like US Central after lunch to the evening. So with that out of the way, let's see what this Mars can do. I'm going to skip the laning stage just because a lot of our videos are focused on the laning stage. Let's see what Mars or the rest of his team can do going from here, because it is a pretty even game. Looks like Sniper is doing well, but Jug and Mars are partied together, so they can maybe make some plays. All right, I see some of the issue that we're going to be able to identify for the rest of this game. I see you going for this armlet. Let's look at your draft. We got a Mars. Mars can do some other greedy builds. I'd usually say Desolator first, or Yules are the alternatives if you're not going to go Blink first. Blink is like the default for Mars players. Armlet, I see occasionally, I'm not a big believer in. Let's say you're not doing it. You're not getting the Blink. I'm not going to be the initiator. I'm doing something else this game to start. Okay, so who else is going to do it? Juggernaut is not going to do it. Witch Doctor is not going to do it. Necrophos is not going to do it. Undying is not going to do it. They don't have an initiating build. If your team has a lot of initiators, you can choose alternate builds. For example, Pudge, Wraith King, Kunkka. They could all start something, and then Dawnbreaker's the follow-up. So if Wraith King, let's say, I actually don't even, I'm going to assume there's a carry Wraith King. It may have been offlane. Offlane, Wraith King can sometimes choose between rushing the Radiance, or maybe he realizes like, oh, I need to be the initiator this time. I'll get a Blink Dagger first. Mars can also make that choice, although right now Blink is usually the default build. But sometimes you can choose the other items, maybe even this armlet. But when no one else on your team can do it, you're kind of forced to be the initiator. So actually, my guess is that for the next, let's say you finish armlet in like 15 minutes, and then the Blink comes after that. It's probably close to 20 minutes at that point. So in that time, for the next 11 minutes, your team will not be able to start any plays, especially into a Sniper. Some games you can just walk up and do things, and they have a lot of melee heroes. I mean, you guys could kind of try to do that, but a lot of the times they'll just defensively hold buildings and shove things out, and you guys won't really be able to do much about that because they need you to jump in and start the arena and go for fights. So an example of that is the first ultimate. It's actually why I skipped to this stage to see when you hit 6, how soon we're going to use arena. And I'm just going to fast forward. If you wanted to start on Sniper and he sees you coming, it's going to be really difficult. You need something like this where they just walk up to you and then maybe you can arena and kill them. One way to do that is to force towers, which is something your team could do. Witch Doctor, Undying stand behind you. You guys just walk up to towers, and when they want to defend it, they come up here, and then, okay, now you arena, tombstone, you know, you get the cast bounce, all that, you win the fight. That's how you kind of do things until you get the Blink, which, again, we're going to push off about an extra 5 minutes because we're getting this armlet first. Now, Wraith King is not a hero you're going to be able to kill twice with this combo, so this is where you and Juggernaut, who are partied, can potentially work together. If you call your supports and they don't listen, Juggernaut, you're playing with, so he can come to you, you can go to him. Either one's an option. Maybe you see a play happen mid, you TP here. It's a Sniper versus Necrophos lane. This is not going to be an easy one to do, so you can pretty much write off this mid lane. I would say you probably just farm up the Blink is the correct choice, which we're not making this time. So in the future, you maybe try that. And if that's the case, it would sort of be okay if you didn't rotate too much till you got the Blink. But it doesn't mean we want to sit on arena for 5 minutes, so forcing some kind of action to use an arena here and there is usually what we want to do. Whether it's arena or not, I don't care. Your ultimate is a resource, and we want to use it kind of as soon as possible and as frequently as possible to get value out of it. All right, so I see we have Witch Doctor here, and I see some action bottom. Should we go? I don't know. While you're just sitting under the tower like this, make sure you click over, take a look. Oh, they're full health. I'm not, it's Kunkka 4, okay. I did not expect that. You click over, you look, and you go, okay, yeah, they're full health. I'm not really that interested. Oh, my guy's also full health, and he's winning the lane. So you know what? If they dive a little far, maybe I will come in. And you guys are partied, so, you know, maybe he'll call it. Okay, I actually see this Undying starting to wrap around from the side, straight up in vision, so, oh well. But maybe we do want to fight here. Maybe we want to go. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of creeps. So actually going right now so that your spells can both damage Wraith King and clear the creep wave is pretty good. You might have to use Arena to start to prevent him from just leaving, but maybe he's not watching his minimap. This is actually pretty good. Okay, Let's drop arena. Let's take this fight. You might die here. Get the pudge kill first. You got victory feast. Actually, pretty good. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. We got one more stun. You could have maybe positioned yourself. This is his one escape path, and looks like he got it. You could have died for the cause here. Right here, you're running away. All right, start running this way. It's time to die for the cause. You can run this way as well and then spear him into the wall. We're trying to time that up. The only way he gets out is through here. So you walk over here, you spear him back, guaranteed kill, you maybe escape. If he crits you, like as he respawns, unlucky, but he'll die for chasing you. So you guys end up losing the Wraith King carry kill. And now it's not as good as I was kind of hoping for, but not that bad either if you guys take this tower. Hopefully your team does that. You stay in the area. Okay, pretty good. Let's take this tower. Uh-oh, getting distracted. Why are we fighting right now? You used arena. This guy doesn't even have his ultimate. Tombstone's down. Necrophos probably is looking for an ultimate kill, but also, look, Necrophos, working on this Radiance. I don't know why I stumbled on that. Working on this Radiance, so if we look at the net worths, like, oh, Necro is like 3-7. He's actually down here in the dirt. He is the lowest net worth hero because he does not have any of his money spent. So you can take the free fights like this, the 4-on-2s, hopefully get like a quick kill, and then he goes back to farming the Radiance. You don't actually want extended, larger fights with even numbers, especially if the other heroes don't have their abilities to carry the Necrophos. So this is being baited. Someone on your team should call this and just say, like, just take the tower. I don't have arena. That tower. Let's see if it still dies. Undying is finishing the job. You guys barely managed to get a kill. Still didn't use the scythe. Oh, my God. Uh-oh. I'm not going to pay attention to miss spells. You know, of course, that you should land the spells. That's just an execution thing. It happens. This is kind of working. Wraith King's actually the better kill because he used his ultimate earlier. It's on cooldown, so you actually should have speared him into this tree. Tombstone's up. Necro ult. Rather than go for both, just get the more important one. All right, in the end, we do get the tower, but look, Sniper ends up doing pretty well. A lot of us can't do much. You wouldn't have had the blink now anyways, but you can kind of see how a lot of this started because you just have to walk at the enemies, and it's not the easiest to just jump this guy, drop everything, kill him straightforward. So it wouldn't have happened now anyways, but with that fight, with that tower, you'd be getting pretty close to the blink at this point, and it would start to become very easy to get this Sniper, who is 8,000 net worth at 12.5 minutes. That is huge. The way to deal with Sniper is to get close to him and kill him. Mars actually does have an alternate plan, which is to just block Sniper out of the fight with Arena, but that only lasts for so long, and it's kind of dependent on what's going on. Really, your best bet would be to jump in and deal with Sniper, which this game will be quite hard with the current build we have. All right, we're doing a little bit of jungling, but our ultimate is up. Now, if you were close to the Blink Dagger, you know, I'd be like, okay, we can finish the Blink and then go, but you want to do the jungling after you use the ultimate, and then, you know, you take the tower and you're in your downtime modes, and you jungle, and then your ult is up, so now you look again. We fought during the downtime mode, so now we have to keep fighting again, and that's where you get into that cycle of like, well, when do I farm? You were supposed to farm earlier, and we missed that window, but it's just once. Let's see if it happens again. Now you're really looking for this ultimate. You could get your own smoke to help you if your supports don't do it. All right, if we look for a play and this tower pushes in, that's suspicious. They saw you mid. If you're not, like, you're this close to mid. So if you're not farming this wave, you're doing something else. Did you choose to ignore this creep wave to jungle? I mean, maybe. It's a pub game. It could happen. But from the enemy team's perspective, if they're thinking about how you must be thinking, if you're not farming a free creep wave, you must be doing something that you think is more important, which is probably trying to find a kill. So from the enemy team's perspective, they should know, okay, Mars was on this side and doesn't show here. He's either jungling, which is bad, or he's running down here to get a kill, and this shouldn't really work, which means it's going to be a waste of your time. I think you also just walked by an arcane rune, but maybe you're looking down here. And yeah, you see she just backs away. I don't know if she even had an observer. Maybe this one saw you walking down here, but even without that observer, I think you'd be able to read the map that way. Now we jungle, now we try again, and she stuck around too long, so we got a kill. Cool. We got a kill. We used a lot of abilities, so if they rotate a bunch of heroes to defend this, can't really force the issue. No arena, no scythe. We do have kind of the support stuff and Juggernaut's abilities. But as we walk up as a bunch of melee short-range heroes hitting this tower and snipers back here and Pudge is here, how do we deal with that, right? This goes back to needing the Blink Dagger to actually start. So this is where it's really risky. You're just going to get hooked and everyone's going to have to walk in, or Kunkka's going to X you as you try to retreat. So this is kind of dicey if you see more than Kunkka here. You can force the rotations and then back away. I'm okay with that. But if they show like any number of heroes here, have to leave. All right, looks like they are not defending it, and you see it on the mini-map. Oh, maybe we are. A little counter synergy there. And he waddles on away. Now, actually, I think your spear could have finished that job. I'm not going to worry about the spell execution, but you see how you just have to walk at Sniper? And some of the reason that was even close is that Pudge hooked Juggernaut into the Sniper. That's a little bit of a misplay from them. So here's another example of the ebb and flow of a game. We are strong with our abilities. You guys want to fight. You guys tried to push something when they still had their abilities, and we lose the fight. Why? Is it because we are super far behind in gold? I mean, now a little bit. But before that, it was more even. The reason we lost is that we chose to push aggressively when we didn't have our stuff. This is a mistake that anyone, cores or supports, can make. And just one person making the calls, you do this and you go, okay, we're not that strong. Just go back to farming till we finish. Radiance. Again, where is Necrophos actually on this table? The bottom net worth hero. He actually has nothing. So this 4K gold lead is actually like a 7K gold lead, which should be pretty severe. You also close your armlet, right? You just finished this. So in the time after your kill, you could have twin gated, farm this, and then farm a couple camps. That's the armlet. You could have walked through here, farm the jungle camps. That's the armlet. And then your armlet would be done for the next arena if you wanted to go that route. If it's the Blink Dagger, then the Blink Dagger is done the next time your arena is available. But a second time where we choose to fight when we don't have our arena, we're missing the farm window. And that's why our net worth is now starting to struggle a little bit, and we still don't have our big items. And now we're trying to farm while the ability is up. So now we've got some inefficiency there. And I think you're close enough that you're going to choose to finish this item. But other times you might feel forced to fight and then still not have your big item. Right now, you know, Blink Arena would be great. We're going to walk in because we have to. Also, the armlet's not here. We end up losing that. Just the supports, though, not that big a deal. So this is where it's awkward, right? This is where you'd have a blink, and I would say every time it's up, you make a play, blink arena, go back to farming. You still have to do that, but you just don't have a blink. So now we are farming with the arena up, and this is how the gold lead is building. Now maybe you guys have decided, okay, you know what? He went for Radiance. We got to wait for that. I mean, that's fair. That's just giving more time, though, at the same... Like, it makes sense, but it feels bad, you know, to wait for this Radiance. And this is where our own item build matters a lot to what our team can do. And it's very important to ask yourself if you're the only initiator in any given game. And that's kind of the situation here. I'm pretty sure I saw a shrapnel. So what I expect from this fight is that it will start well with Arena. But as long as they have multiple heroes here, Sniper should free reign. Because once you commit to Wraith King... You use the arena that blocks off the Sniper. Once that is down, Sniper will be ho-ho-ha-haing from this side. I don't know where exactly he is. But he should be free, and there is no way anyone should ever get to him. So here's the Dawnbreaker ult. Is Sniper actually here? Where the heck is he? Sniper? Oh, farming. All right, there's a shot. There's a chance. It didn't happen, though. I mean, Wraith King is kind of tanky to get, although his build's pretty fragile. How come this didn't work out? The boat hits all of you. Juggernaut ult goes on to creeps. He used it a little too early there. He should have just spun the boat. You kill this. Also, oh, Necrophos did have his Radiance this fight, actually. All right, actually, this fight is actually just because of their spells were used better than yours. I think even if you have a blink, I mean, Sniper's not even in this fight, so the blink wouldn't have mattered that much. The initiation was okay, but the boat was too good, so we can write that fight off as their spell usage, which is better. But also, they had an 8k gold lead, so like we're fighting into what is this build? Phase Boots, Harpoon, Dawnbreaker. Maybe she just finished that Harpoon. I don't know if she actually had that last time. They're just like pretty farmed on their heroes compared to yours because they have that 7k gold lead. So maybe you take that same fight, but you guys aren't this far behind, then you win. Though if Sniper had been there, that would have been a guaranteed win for them. And it looks like he's getting solo killed on the other side. Even if he wasn't, he would be free farming, which kind of makes that fight feel bad. Oh, feels bad too. Okay, that is a time we actually did walk up to Sniper and it should have worked. Anytime you're dead, boom, 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 boom. Click through every hero, see if you need detection, see if they are showing what items they're building so you know to adjust. This is a good habit for any Dota player, doesn't matter core or support. Anytime you're dead, anytime you have a free moment, you're jungling, you're stacking, you're walking somewhere, you have some downtime. A lot of people just like watch their character walk for 5 seconds. Let me tell you, he looks like this. It's nothing new. You played thousands of hours of Dota, you've seen it. So you can look away once you click, I want to go to the tier 2, click, boop, 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 boop. Okay, nothing new, cool. Move on. I'm gonna now move to this triangle area, click, look at the minimap, look at the time, right? Just gather the information in all these little free windows, and then moments like this, that should be a 15k sniper kill right there. That's probably like 2,000 gold for you guys, the way the current game is going, and this guy's like on a kill streak, isn't he? 9 kill streak? That's probably 2,000 gold that just walked away because we didn't have detection, which... Actually, I wasn't paying attention as well if he already had it or not. If he already had it, then that's a little worse. But maybe he just bought that and you didn't notice, but he probably didn't buy the whole Shadow Blade in one go. He probably had components along the way. And that's where, if you do this habit, click through, check, you know to buy the dust preemptively so that when it is finished, you're already ready to go, and you just got 2,000 gold right there. All right, a fight just broke out here, so I want to show you this. So they come and initiate on you guys while the tier 2 is still up, and they're a little scattered. I see Sniper over here, they're like over here. So this is not really the cleanest fight from them to initiate on an Undying, but they still get the kill. You get the arena, not because we have a blink, but because some kind of event happened where we just walked into each other. So this situation is because they are way over committing. Not that you were able to like, hey guys, I'm going to come up and arena you. They're just going to back away. They're going to stun you. They're going to like hook you while you're not ready, right? So this is them giving you an arena. And I want to highlight that difference just so that we understand the downsides of not having the blink. It's not us finding opportunities. It's us being given opportunities. And we don't have as much control on that, right? There's no guarantee they do this, and they just constantly take very safe, proper fights, and we never get a window. This is a window to get a good fight, to maybe come back into it, but it's not our doing, it's their doing, which isn't the way to gain MMR, right? Now let's watch the rest of this fight. I mean, you guys are down a lot of money, but it starts off okay, and then eventually Sniper joins the fight. He finishes the tower, walks up, and now the fight's a disaster. So this is where, if you guys weren't 15k behind, you might have actually won this fight from them taking a bad fight. This is why I usually emphasize the lanes and early game guys, because this is not good play from the Dire. This is not good. This is very bad. But when you're 15k up, you can make bad decisions and it works. That's why in terms of gaining MMR, I usually push you guys to like really work on the early game and get yourselves a gold lead. So when you like supports on the Dire right now, they're like, Zach, my cores, they're always diving, they're so bad, they're throwing, I know they're going to, and it's tough to stop them. But if you give them this sniper, right, like, oh, I stacked for him, I got him a good game, I won the lane for the Wraith King, super farm, right? When they do this dumb shit, and they go way too aggressive, they win the fight anyways, because they're just that rich. Core players, same mentality. Oh, my team's not playing around me, all this stuff. Just focus on farm, steal aggressively, farm as much as you can, get a big gold lead, and when your team makes bad decisions, it will kind of work out. If this had been a more even fight, though, and then Sniper joins, you guys would still struggle at this point because you can't get to sniper. Notice his lack of deaths 23 minutes into the game, even though you are actually one of the best heroes to deal with a sniper, because he cannot get out of arena. He doesn't have that kind of mobility. He has grenade and like hurricane pike if he builds those. Didn't this game, but those can't get through the arena wall. So you are missing the chance to get to sniper with these plays. What are they doing here? You're just gonna poke this at 23 minutes. I mean, they're pretty ahead. I guess they can. Roshan, probably not really any Pudge, my guy, you are in vision. You wanna go somewhere else? Ah, sneaky blink play. Okay, and you can see how Sniper just doesn't care. Like, because you're dead, there's literally no threat of any of them ever getting to him because they're not initiators, right? So that's part of why he feels comfortable doing this. I don't know if he's thinking through that thought process, but that is why it's safe to do this. You are up, but you don't have the blink dagger either, so you just walk up and do this. Now, this is actually quite dangerous versus Kunkka and Pudge. You shouldn't do this kind of thing. There's no difference between clearing the creep waves here or aggroing them back and clearing them here. So you should just use the spear, let them walk to you, or let Juggernaut do it, who has spin. He's a lot safer than you. You are the initiator. You don't have the blink yet, but you're pretty close, so you could surprise them. So you respawn and you're not showing. That is scary to the enemy team. Does Mars have the blink dagger now? Am I about to get speared back under tier 3 and then arena'd off? I better be careful. Never mind, he's walking up to us and he doesn't have a blink dagger, so it's perfectly fine, right? You need to bluff your way into scaring the enemies. So even if you had the blink dagger, but you walk up like this, then they know. They're like, okay, hit him once and now he can't blink. Okay, we're fine, right? So this is a case where not only is it safer for someone else to do it, but as the only initiator, if you show, that gives a lot of information to the enemy team to work with, and they know where to position to avoid you getting the one form of initiation. This isn't as bad if you had another hero who initiates. Someone like Storm Spirit, Ember, Puck, some of the supports are like Spirit Breaker, Clockwork, whatever, right? Because you're showing, but maybe there is still a wraparound smoke and a Clockwork's about to hook shot in. Or like, oh, maybe we're going to jump this Mars, but then Storm's going to zip right through and get straight to Sniper, right? When there's more initiators, you can show a little bit more information. But anytime you are the one initiator, still not yet, 24 minutes into the game, still not yet, but eventually we're the only initiator, you got to think a lot about where am I in the fight, but also what am I showing in cases like this, because they're going to know how to play around it. For them, let's say, like, what are we careful of? I don't know where Pudge is. That's why I'm scared to do what you're doing, because where is Pudge? I saw he had a blink earlier, so what if he's just going to, like, blink here and hook me back? Kunkka's here, so I'm scared of Kunkka, and you're sort of respecting Kunkka. You're staying out of X range, right? That's good. But what about Wraith King? He had a Shadow Blade. We don't have a sentry down. What if he's, okay, the sentry's here, but it doesn't see like here. What if he's standing like right at the edge and you come in and do this and he just throws out the Wraithfire Blast, no blink to dodge, hook, pulls me out, right? I don't know where the Wraith King is, so I'm a bit scared, right? That is what happens when they have multiple sources of initiation, and I'm trying to respect that, which is why I'm telling you it's way safer to be back here and just spear, because all the options I just listed won't happen. There's no blink hook when you're back here with the spear to get the creeps. There's no Wraith King invis stunning me from right here. So there's kind of multiple mistakes here that I want to highlight. Turns out you actually do get X'd because this guy finished an Aether Lens and has cast range. So I did not expect that. If you got caught by that one, you know, fair. I would have also been caught by that one. We do have the blink. Maybe we can make the play now. As this starts, you could actually TP over here. Your job is to get to the Sniper. Unfortunately, we are so far behind. I don't think you're going to solo Sniper. Maybe Wraith King or the Juggernaut could help you, but you need to find Sniper. If you kill everyone else but don't get Sniper, you will lose the fight. So you must get Sniper. There are cases where you can kind of ignore it and do stuff like this, but I'd say it's pretty risky. If you have Arena, that could be one of those cases, like I said. If you were any other initiator, you would need to get the Sniper. Mars can Arena this target because Sniper can't shoot through the Arena walls, but we do want Sniper at the end of the day, so keeping an eye on him. We do get it. We see he's stuck in here, right? This might be our possible winning fight. No! Pudge. Get him! Get him! Get him! Oh, God, no. You got the Pudge, at least. That's a good Pudge right there. Saving Sniper's life. And that goes back to, like, we had one source of initiation. We didn't kill Sniper in that time. So now we just We can't kill Sniper. All right, so Sniper is solo killing Necro. We are now down 15k, 26 minutes. Tier 3's been broken. Haven't lost hope quite yet because the barracks are still up, and we just saw them throw a little bit, and we sort of had a chance. You should have killed Sniper there. It would have been real close. So what we need to do now, avoid them when they're grouping up, split the map, because if they're 5 in one lane, well, more realistically, they have a Dawnbreaker. It's 4 in one lane, Dawnbreaker somewhere else. They're farming 2 lanes. So we avoid the 4. One person's farming freely, one person's farming towards the Dawnbreaker, and the others are maybe jungling, maybe going for a fight on the Dawnbreaker. That's how we try to pull this gold lead down a little bit while they are focused on grouping up and pushing towers. You guys should try to gank the Dawnbreaker because we don't want to fight into the 4 heroes and then Dawnbreaker just ults in. So you have the blink, smoke up now. Just the 3 of you, it is doable because we have the Maledict. So Dawnbreaker showing top, I think is a really good gank. Let's just run straight for her, though it is a little scary that the others aren't showing, but usually you can take the bets that Dawnbreaker is alone rather than with a team backing her up, especially as I see Wraith King Sniper here. So this is the perfect time. Jump the Dawnbreaker, and then maybe we have to come back to defend. All right, we blink in, get the kill. That's not your fault, though. This is Witch Doctor who has to hold. This is for any Dota player out there, guys. If someone has an escape, like a teleport, in particular, like some kind of channeled ability, you need to save a stun for that. I think you can initiate with Spear, to be fair. You're the one going in. You should be the initiator. And then Witch Doctor has to be the one to hold it. If you want to expect that your Witch Doctor wasn't going to stun and you want to like save the Spear, you could. For example, you jump, Arena, God's Rebuke. That'll knock him towards your teammates. Witch Doctor will throw everything, and then you just wait. If this guy starts teleporting, then you throw the stun. If he starts TPing, or sorry, using the ultimate, then you throw the stun. When heroes are tanky and have that kind of channeled escape, you want to save a stun. Well, Zach, what if they just walked away? Well, the Dawnbreaker's not walking away. We have the Arena, right? You need to throw the stun when it's like Ember Spirit, Puck, Storm Spirit, Weavers, Anti-Mages, right? They're going to blink out of here. They're going to zip away, all that. So that's why we need to throw the chain stun and try to kill them in that chain stun. But someone like Dawnbreaker doesn't have that. She's fast. She has Celestial Hammer, but she can't get out of Arena. So the Arena is the stun. She can't get away from you guys. The only way she can is through a teleport or through the Solar Guardian. So this is a case where we could hold the Spear. Let's ignore the fact that you missed the stun. By the way, just a little bonus tip. Start with God's Rebuke. It will slow them. It'll push them in front of you, and that'll make it a lot easier to land the stun follow-up. If you start with the Spear, you're just aiming at a full-speed hero, which is a little trickier. Now, I know you probably got surprised. Like, you blinked. You didn't know exactly where she was, so kind of like panic press, but try to keep that in mind. Blink. God's Rebuke, Spear. If you're doing the Arena, then the Arena comes first. But yeah, because of that, Witch Doctor throws everything. She's like, okay, I'm out, right? As soon as she sees that stun, she goes for it. So Witch Doctor in this case should have just used Maledict and then the ultimate. And if she starts channeling, you cancel your ult and then throw the Paralyzing Cask. Good play, just a little bit misexecuted. We get to Sniper. All right. First of all, Blink does have the cast range. Blink here. God's Rebuke him back. Spear him in. You blink short. You're walking forward. So blink, God's Rebuke. He is slowed. Use your phase boots in that time to move in and spear him back. Now, if he has BKB, if he has Hurricane Pike, the grenade, right, he's probably getting away. So it kind of does need to be a blink spear, but that's why, depending on where you are in the game, you have those tools. And in this case, this guy's got the greediest build in the world, so he has no escape besides the Shadow Blade, and you bought Dust this time. So he has no escape if you start with the God's Rebuke and then spear back. But depending on what he has, you do have to adjust. In the end, a successful hold, but could have been a sniper kill as well there. Maybe you wouldn't have quite killed it, but it would have been close. So something we ourselves could have done better in that case. Earlier, we can blame Witch Doctor. This one's on us for missing the spear back. Now, I understand, right? That's the hard part about Dota, is landing all the abilities. So if we miss some, I get it. But it does have a consequence, right? We're actually losing our high ground now because we didn't get the sniper. If you at least got him low, I bet he runs away scared. Like a big baby, I bet he would. Even though with you dead, there's actually no way anyone gets him. All right, we're back up. No arena. Can't walk face forward. You're gonna have to get to that sniper. Smoke, walk through trees. Wrap around this way. Couple options for you. Pretty good jump, but where's the rest of the team? Okay, okay. Team's here. We doing it? We doing it? This is all off of having a blink, by the way. Ah, no. Okay, still, 4 heroes is really good, considering how far behind you guys were. Look at that. 7K gold swing. Massive. So this is why we never give up. Pub players always throw. How do we maximize on this? You guys are all pushing the tier 2, but they're just going to fortify like this. You should actually split here. So let's take you and Necro out of this picture. There's actually a very good chance Juggernaut takes this tower on his own. But what if you don't take it? How big of a deal is that? How much money is this tower? Let's keep the math simple. This tower's about 1,000 gold. It's a little more than that, but like, let's just do 1,000 gold. So if we take this for the team, 1,000 gold for the team. Cool. Juggernaut, 3 of you here farming 1 creep wave. At this point, the creep wave, let's say 200 gold. Let's keep the math simple. So 3 of us are getting 1 tower and 1 creep wave while they're dead. So 1,200 gold. The supports maybe push another lane, 200 gold. Let's talk 2 creep waves because of the death timers. So 1,400 and then maybe another 400 from the supports farming another creep wave. Maybe they're jungling, right? This is where the math starts to get a little messy. But we're looking at about 2,000 gold for the team right now if we take this tower. Now, if they fortify, cut that 1,000 down, and we only get about 1,000 gold. Let's have, first, can any of the enemy heroes kill us solo? And if they can, we have to be very careful about moving on our own. It's just a Pudge? Probably not. He might be able to kill some of the weaker supports, especially like Witch Doctor, who's already at half health. So Witch Doctor needs to be careful and maybe stick to people, but everyone else should be fine. So Juggernaut pushes this, same 400 gold from the creep waves, and maybe the 1,000 gold from this tower. Witch Doctor and Undying could farm, but actually we want them to ward. And if they feel they need to push out lanes and jungle, then they're not warding and they're not de-warding. So Witch Doctor has some stuff. He should go do that. Undying, what does he have? He has some. This is the time for them to de-ward and ward so that we have future plays to make. So we as the cores, Necrophos and Mars, Necrophos especially because he has the boots of travel, should never have walked with these guys. Necrophos should be pushing bottom on his own. Necrophos should have TP'd top, pushed this in, and then by that time, as they start to respawn, 39 seconds on Sniper, right? So you'd have had time to TP to another lane, push it out faster, not scared of solo Pudge, and then TP back to the lane if something is happening, but something's not going to happen because we are missing our arena, so we're not going to do anything. We're in farm mode, and we want to maximize that. If we had split Necrophos to the top lane, extra 400 gold. You to the bottom lane, extra 400 gold. Warding and dewarding happening. Juggernaut pushing this, 400 gold. So we have 1,200 gold right now, and as they respawn, you guys have pushed up to all the towers. Maybe we even took this tower, which could match this one. Let's pretend we didn't. Okay, we're scared. We're not ready to fight. We're all scattered. So everyone starts falling back and jungling on the way back. It's going to be over 2,000 gold, guaranteed. And if Juggernaut got this tower, it would then be 3,000 gold. So by all of you coming mid, you kind of actually reduced the amount of gold you could get in this winning team fight. Anytime you're behind, you have to maximize these opportunities. And we just kind of gave up that amount of potential gold. Now I say that, let's actually see what happens. So it looks like you guys do stick around. You get the tower. So that's the 1,000 gold. Doing a little bit of jungling. And then they respawn, right? So in the end, it's about the 1,200 gold right now because no one was pushing bottom. You know, maybe bump that up a little bit because there was a jungle camp. And then as they all respawn, now we're jungling. But look, these guys are doing aggressive jungling where they should have already fallen back. You might lose a hero now, actually. It looks like you're going to lose the Undying. That's not strictly your... Oh, and we lost the Wraith King. Or sorry, the Necrophos. That's not strictly your fault. They actually could have gotten out easily after doing this. But this is why you don't want to, by the way, the cores, you don't want to start jungling your half of the map and then move in this way, because as they respawn, you're now over here. You want to push as quickly as you can down a lane and then farm backwards. If the timer is enough, farm their side and then get back. If it's not enough, then you just go straight to your side. Let's pretend we had enough time and you farm this. 48 seconds. So you guys farm the jungle camps, they respawn, they TP out to deal with the waves, they go to their jungle, and there's nothing to do because you guys killed it on the way out. And that's how you actually build a gold lead or recover a 12k deficit by a little bit, because you farmed and they didn't. We actually steal money. If you only farm your half, and then they respawn and farm their half, it's even. It's no different, right? And we're still 12k behind. But shoving the lanes and then farming backwards is what turns this 12k down to a 10k gold lead. Or Roshan. Actually, that's something I didn't even talk about just because it's so hard to get pub games to do, and I just kind of like brush past it. But that's another thing you guys could have done after winning the fight. Go straight to Roshan. Or, you know, shove out lanes that are close to Roshan and then go to Roshan. Either would have worked, and I bet you guys would have had the damage thanks to having a Juggernaut and an Undying. So then that could have been 5 minutes of security. I feel bad, 15k behind at 31 minutes. But with an Aegis, I feel a little bit better, and they're less likely to push into us for 5 minutes. And if this 15k gold lead stays the same, but it's now 35 minutes, 37 minutes, I don't feel as bad. I still feel kind of bad, but it's the later it goes, the net worth, like a 15k gold difference, matters less and less. Huge jump onto Sniper. Fantastic find. Oh, where's our detection? Guys, does this Wraith Band or this Bracer feel very good right now compared to Dust? I bet it doesn't. So anytime there is a critical hero you must kill, both of you guys should be carrying detection. I promise you, this Wraith Band doesn't mean as much. This Bracer doesn't mean as much. Let's see if anyone else is holding something bad. Necro definitely should be carrying Dust. Empty slot. Witch Doctor can use the sentries, but should maybe have one backpacked in case he sentry, doesn't have it. Swap that in as a team fight breaks out. Undying definitely should have Dust. Maybe one of them already used it in the fight and I missed it. But that's another sniper kill. This is another sniper kill that should be happening. Earlier we missed one. I think there's like 3 sniper kills that barely didn't happen this game. This being the 3rd. So even at just 1,000 gold every kill, which you're getting more because of how far behind you guys are. They're winning the fight because Sniper is alive this whole time. If Sniper had died, I think you guys actually win this fight. And then you've probably evened out the game. This is actually the game-losing fight, it looks like. They should mega you guys here. This game goes on a lot longer than it should, but I think we'll probably stop the review here because you should just lose now. Thank you for watching. If you want one of your games analyzed like this, the Wednesday streams are your best bet. Usually somewhere around like 1 p.m. Central Time to about like 6 or 7. Just the whole stream is dedicated to random replays. We just pick people from chat. So just drop by here on YouTube or Twitch, and we do it most weeks. Sometimes I skip it, but most weeks you can drop by and I'll be doing this. So I'll see you there. Bye.